Hey then knowers, welcome back to our channel. Who thought an economic recession would occur at such a large scale that it would handicap the world's most influential economies in a matter of days? And who would have thought that it would be the consequence of a micro-biotic organism at play? In today's video, Didn't Know will be going over some tips to better equip us on how to financially face a global pandemic. It is an attempt not to create fear, but to put certain things into perspective so you are not left completely incapacitated. But before we start this informational and value-creating journey together, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get updates on more captivating content. Number 10. Maximize the value of non-cash assets. Being prepared for the economic distress might include considering all your options: extra food stock, traveling miles, or gift cards that you can use or sell, etc. All these assets can help you lower your monthly expenses, but only if you know what you have and use it wisely. Knowing what you have can also prevent you from buying things you don't need. This helps in keeping a greater net cash balance in your life to help deal with tough economic times. Number 9. Keep it with routine maintenance. It is all about setting priorities. When was the last time you preferred changing your car tire over getting your cavity filled just because the former option looked cheaper to you at that moment? Keeping your health as a subsidiary priority would only make matters worse for you in the longer run. This is one attribute the wealthy keep in mind throughout their lives and is partly the reason why they are better off financially than the rest in the very first place. They take care of their health. Getting your regular dental checkup may address your health issues in a cheaper way than getting your whole root canal fixed when matters are out of hand and are suffering unnecessary pain. You may think that you might not have the time or money to deal with such things regularly, but trust me, they can create much larger disruptions of your time and finances if you ignore them, especially if they decide to show up right before or during a pandemic. Number 8. Insurance check. There's a famous tagline used by most insurance companies worldwide: secure your future. Well, we often tend to take it for granted, but if faced with a pandemic, your insurance coverage could prove to be a huge blessing. It can't prevent one crisis from piling on top of another. It's also worth checking that you have the courage you need and not just a bare minimum. This applies to policies you already have, as well as the policies you may need to purchase. A disability insurance policy can be indispensable if you sustain a significant illness or an injury that prevents you from working, and an umbrella policy can provide coverage where other policies fall short. Found this tip useful? Do us a favor by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Number 7. Extra cash. Diversifying your portfolio always minimizes risk and maximizes your chances of growth. With the layoff rate of jobs at an exponential scale across the globe, many of the world's population is now financially handicapped, which means that there is limited source of income for families in these times when the market prices have also gone up due to the mismatch between the supply and demand of products in the world market. One way to deal with this in any future situations or economic disaster could be to have a side business or have different sources of income to minimize your risks of being exposed to vulnerable and tough financial times. This would, however, only work if you have it in place years before the outbreak. Setting up a business during the pandemic tend not be the best of options to help you financially survive during the pandemic in your already pressing economic situation. Number 6. Credit card deals. Have you ever asked your credit card company to lower your monthly interest rate? Yes, that is possible. If you are a regular customer, the chances of them adhering to your requests are potentially high since it would cost them less in the long run to retain a loyal customer than to acquire a new one. Just make sure that what you save from the lower interest rate is greater than the balance transfer fee. If you're transferring your balance to a new card with a low introductory annual percentage rate, or APR, aim to pay off your balance during the introductory period before your rate goes up. Keep this in mind to help you effectively secure your financial reserves to deal with times of economic mishaps. Number 5. Credit card debt. If you have credit card debt, the interest charges you're paying every month probably take up a significant portion of your monthly budget. If you make it a point to pay down your credit card debts, you will reduce your monthly financial obligations and put yourself in a position to start building a better nest egg. Getting rid of interest payments frees you to put your money toward more important things such as investments, starting a side hustle, or other assets that may generate long-term revenues and reserves for your financial growth. Number 4. Managing bills. Wasting money on unnecessary bills and subscriptions is a familiar concept viewed across the globe. During a job loss crisis, you should be extra studious in this area. Simply being organized can save you a lot of money when it comes to your monthly bills. Set a date twice a month to review all your accounts so you don't miss any due dates. Schedule electronic payments or mail checks so that your payment arrives several days before it's due. This way, if a delay occurs, your payment will probably still arrive on time. If you're having trouble keeping track of all your accounts, start compiling a list. When your list is complete, you can use it to make sure you're on top of all your accounts and to see if there are any you can combine or close. This helps you track records and avoid unnecessary use of money, which could greatly assist you if a pandemic strikes in the future. If these tips prove to be helpful to you, we now present you our top 3 tips for financially dealing with a pandemic, which we believe would be essential in ensuring your survival. Number 3. Minimizing monthly bills. This is advice I am sure most of us would have come across when we complained about our number of monthly expenses. However, the truth is, if you can get your recurring monthly expenses as low as possible, you will be more capable of paying them when the money is tight in a financial downturn. One approach to do that could be to make a list of your current spending and cut down items that are not essential for your survival. It will be hard at first, but you will thank yourself years from now when you have them under control. Number 2. Make a budget. Simple and effective, this approach is a vital point in dealing with any spending. Without a budget, you have no idea of whether you are living above or below your means, and that could eat into your emergency fund. With no money and scarce supplies, times of economic distress can cost lives due to hunger and starvation. Therefore, it is always better to keep a record and stick to your budget. Number 1. Maximizing liquid savings. This is our top tip to help you survive in an economic downfall. Cash accounts such as checking, savings, money market account, certificates of deposit, and short-term government investments are essential tools to help you survive through a crisis. Why would you invest in these? The prime reason is that their value doesn't fluctuate with market conditions, unlike stocks, index funds, exchange-traded funds, and other financial instruments. These liquid assets will allow you to withdraw money at any time without incurring a financial loss. Isn't that simply amazing? What tips are you using to survive this current pandemic? This was our list on a few tips that may greatly assist you and your family to survive through the next pandemic effectively. Don't forget to watch our other video, Ready for the Next Pandemic or Disaster or Recession? Tips that will help you, which talks about other general tips you should implement for a pandemic. Let us know which one of these you found to be the most useful in the comment section below. We love hearing it from our Din Knowers community. And stay tuned to Din Know for more useful content directed your way. As always, if you didn't know, now you do. See you in the next video.